guys, I'm Layla. Today we're in Raid Shadow Legends, and Wonderland has officially joined Raid, which is really exciting. So today we're going to be checking out the story for Alice the Wanderer, who at this time ends up being the free login champ. And she looks amazing. They did such a good job. And if you guys haven't seen the commercial with her, I love what they did. And I'm really curious to know why the white rabbit's on her back. I mean, I know obviously in the story she's chasing the white rabbit and following him around. So maybe this is so he stops getting away from her. I don't know. And he does look a little bloodied. Like, looking at his paws, he's got some really red claws here. They look kind of reddish too. So I don't know what's going on, but I think she looks amazing. I would love to know what you guys think of her design. And what we're going to do is we're going to read her lore story. I haven't read it at all. I was saving to read with you guys, so let's read it together. Alice was thrust to the care of the Sacred Order in her early teens. One of several daughters from a poor, minor noble family with no heir apparent, Alice's parents sent her away to avoid having to find her a husband, and then a dowry to pay him with. Incapable of affording the attention of quality suitors, they saw the Order as a place where Alice would be safe, as well as away from the sons of lesser families. Though it was a decision they made out of care, Alice resented them. Her faith in Lumea was strong, but she had no particular love for the Order. Once there, her strong character, independent mind, and curiosity gave her a rebellious streak, and she was frequently disciplined for refusing to obey instructions and asking questions out of turn. Alice's only solace in the Order was the Eternal Citadel's many libraries and her fighting lessons. The first sated and grew her desire to learn more of the world. Her combat training sweated out her anger and prepared her for all the exciting dangers of Teleria when she would, one day, be able to venture out and experience them. One of the many places Alice learned about was Durham Forest, huge, impenetrable, full of monsters and predators, bizarre and ferocious. It was a land of wonders to her. She longed to see it. What was the best way to see the world? How best to use her talents? How best to live a fulfilling life? These were questions Alice asked herself every day. A life tied to churches and chapels would bore her. The discipline and regiments of being a soldier would restrict her. She wanted to travel, learn, investigate. She chose to be an inquisitor. This decision changed her life in ways she never anticipated. It set her on the path to hunting the Queen of Hearts, a night revenant she hadn't heard of at the time. It began with Alice interrogating a Cleth cultist with a red heart tattoo on the palm of his hand. His cryptic answers to her questions led her to books, which led her to cultists, who led her to more books. She dug deeper when she read familiar family and palace names and histories of obscure Karak nobility, of incidents of murder and exile, and family trees and crumbling tomes heavy with dust and forgotten spider-infested manors and archives. Alice cried tears of rage when finally the connections came together. The Queen of Hearts was once going to be Queen of Karak, but was spurned days before her wedding to the then Prince Regent. She had her hand in the destruction or ruination of many of her would-be husband's descendants, as well as family members of his queen. One of those families was Alice's, ultimately cast out of the court and stripped of sways of their ancestral lands. Alice committed herself to destroying the Queen of Hearts that day, and over several years devoted herself to rooting out Cleth cultists and their Night Revenant masters. She burned nest after nest of them, and kept hangmen in employment all over Karak, but her crimson quarry eluded her. That was until she captured the White Rabbit, a foul-mouthed, crude demon spawn who served the Queen of Hearts for reasons known only to itself. Alice suspected it was purely out of selfishness. He proved her right. After an embarrassingly short interrogation, in which the Leopard demon spawn bit and kicked, swore and spat and defecated, he revealed that the Queen was in the midst of carrying out a new plan to take the crown of Karak she had been denied so many years before. She was heading into Durham Forest to ally with or steal from the insect lords who lived at its heart. Alice's heart pounded with excitement. Finally, she had never lost her fascination with the forest or her longing to go there. Now was her chance. Knowing through her work to bring down the Queen of Hearts and Durham Forest had played a vital role in the Cleth's dark origin tale, made delving into its shadowy depths even more enticing. Alice had no idea what to expect, and it only made the adventure even more exciting. Durham lay but a few weeks' march to the north, and she set off at once, her fluffy, long-eared prisoner strapped to her back. Okay, so now we understand why the White Rabbit's here. Oh, look, we got him mid-stretch. That's hilarious. Now we know why the White Rabbit is here. So with that being said, if you guys have not seen the actual, like, the new commercial for Alice in Wonderland versus the Red Queen, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put that right here at the end of this video so you guys can watch that and see. But I guess that makes sense. So now she's pursuing the Red Queen, and she kind of like, and you'll see in the commercial, basically, eventually she ends up being triumphant. But I think that maybe that does help to kind of explain what's going on here. And now we can understand what's going on with the White Rabbit. But guys, drop me some comments down below. You know, what do you think for the story for Alice the Wanderer? Did you enjoy it? Was it something that you thought it would be? And do you think that it fits well and kind of leads up to the commercial that I'm going to show that Raid added into the game as well too, to explain Wonderland? I'm personally excited to have Wonderland added into Raid. I think it's going to be a really fun addition. I also love that Alice is free and that the heroes are going to stick around as well too. So also stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video. I will have more of these story videos for each of the Wonderland heroes that we have added to the game. And I would love to know what you think, and also which one of them ends up being your favorite. So guys, here is the new commercial for Alice in Wonderland, and this ends up being Alice versus the Queen. So here we go.
Oh, Alice.
This wretched place. It won't let me live or die. In this world, I've died 1,000 deaths. But each one made me stronger, better. And when the time was right, I sacrificed the old Alice so I could be reborn. As for my captor, poor thing. Imagine building the perfect cage, only to find yourself locked in it with me. If I'm bound to stay here until the end of time, I better make myself comfortable.